Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week of Tier 3 in Can-Am. I am your host, Fief, and we're looking to get underway here. Last week I was quite sick, so we did not have a stream, and also I did not upload to the YouTube. I think 2 of the 3 week 3 races, so there will be a hole in the YouTube channel. If you're looking for the complete season, you won't be able to finish it. It'll just fast forward. So here we are in China here. Round 6. We've already had 2 sprint races, and we'll cover the standings later. But let's go through the names right now. We've got Notabot in the McLaren. We've got Ryan in the Kick, Panda in the Mercedes, Zeiser in the Alpine, NASCAR on the Red Bull, Eli in the McLaren, Cabrito in the Aston Martin, Dr. in the Williams, Henry in the Kick, Mark, who is a reserve for Racing Bulls, Toasty reserve for Ferrari, Diner in the Haas, Nemesis in the Red Bull, Caden reserving for the Racing Bulls, even though he was driving full-time. Joseph in the Haas, Golden in the Williams, Reflector in the Mercedes, who was formerly Jonah. So Reflector will probably be what I call him, probably be a name change in the Discord, everything. But reminder that it did used to be Jonah. Bala in the Aston Martin, and Fate F4 in the Ferrari. So let's find who is first. Looks like the Kick of Henry, so we can go on a lap with him. And China is quite an interesting track. I'd assume everyone's racing to get out because of these clouds, so see if it actually starts to rain or not. Pretty sure there's pre-roll ads, pizza. That explains why there would be ads every time you click on it. So here goes Henry starting his lap. First one to start his lap in qualifying. We go down the start-finish straight, and now you want to be gentle off the throttle. Keep it kind of open. It's a very late apex, so it's completely blind. Usually you don't want to touch that curb, but he is all over it. And in full TC helping out there. Brake at the 100 into this hairpin. Get a good exit out of here. Now it's going to be a fast left-hander into a right-hander where you've kind of got to, again, pick a arbitrary spot to slow down. All the drivers should have practiced a little bit, so they should know their spots. Here, the double left-hander. Again, stay off the curbs, but you really want to be as close as you can so you can get a good exit. Now, a slow left-hander that you kind of want to be on the curb for. Not there, though, on that right-hander, and all the way around as you can throttle through this, I think it's third to last corner. And then down the big straight in China. Want to brake basically when you see the curbing. You can take a lot of the curb on the hairpin and not get a warning, and then you just want to keep the car open, and took that nicely was Henry. Goes a 133.5. So that here. And everyone trying to set a lap currently. Not sure who will be the next across the line. I mean, it looks like both Aston Martins. Invalid lap into the pits, and Bala P2. It'll be interesting to see where Mark ends up. A new reserve first-time driver in Can-Am. He's joined like 3 different times. He's going to go into the pits first as NASCAR goes a 32.9. A couple of times coming across. Joseph P4. Haas definitely won the best qualifying team so far. Jonah or Reflector in P3. Diner also P2. No one's been able to get very close to NASCAR as he's set quite the rapid time in the first session. And Panda goes P7. Toasty needs an invite, so let's get that. If I can find him, or if he's online, we might have to wait for a second. Okay, he's not online. Ryan and dead last. Fade 4 goes P10. The 33.9. Dr. B coming to finish his lap. Toasty is restarting his PC is what it sounds like. So Henry's lap here on board 4 is good enough for 4th right now. And Doctor invalidates at the end a 34.2. Wouldn't have done him very well as it would have been probably P13. Mark starting his lap. NASCAR improving his time by around a 10th. Let's see what Mark can do here. Left-hander. Purple sector 2, but the map of lies shows purple for everyone. P2, 133.2. Toasty has made it back. Looks like it's definitely a lot closer to raining. Not sure what. Not sure what is going on here. Got a gap here. Getting the tires nice and cold. Crucial for Toasty and Doctor to get a lap. Diner is a ghost, so can't assume that that's a good lap. Henry down on his time. Would gain a spot here if he kept the 2.5 seconds. I think was going for a bit of slipstream. Probably slowed him down. Yeah, barely drops any time. Jonah is up. Diner was plus 20 seconds exactly. Dr. B just starting his lap. Oh! Oh, not about slams into the wall. Eli down 0.6. That would put him in the top 4 provisionally. We'll see if we can hold on to it through the 3rd sector. And almost. This does add a bit of time in that 3rd sector. Golden looking to improve his time. As well as his teammate. Should, it looks like, be starting the straight. Golden's going to be... Why are we driving horizontally across the track? Barely drops time. Diner does go P2. Doctor to the line, P2. After Diner just grabbed it, Doctor now on the front row. Beta 4 is down 5/10. That would put him all the way up into the 5th or 6th range here. A little bit of a lock up there. And going over the curb, it's not really where you want to be. Ooh, barely keeps it valid. And barely improves. Seeing a lot of that where Sector 3 is just eating people's times. Invalid lap after invalid lap. Is Toasty going to be able to get a lap on the board? I am not sure. Dr. B on a cool down lap, I would think. Diner's doing the same thing. Yeah, there's no way. We do have 2:50 to go. Henry giving his teammate a toe and killing him. Ryan dead in the wall. Thought the kicks were going to work together and give each other a toe, but instead one is DNF'd into the wall. Looks like Ryan said whoops in the chat. Yup. Oh, it's going to be a long race for Ryan at the back of the grid. Could line up next to his best friend on the Tier 3 grid, Toasty. But Toasty's doing an outlap, so I'm not sure. If Toasty gets a lap in, I would assume he can distance himself from the bottom of the field here. Everyone on an outlap. Doctor staying in. Probably isn't going to make it. Even if he does come out right now. Yeah, I think Doctor can just retire. Bala in the 10th. Now Bala into 4th. Aston Martin pair, a double Q3, and yes, Doctor does retire for the session. That'll be Bala's last improvement. Whoa! We'll see what Mark can do. He's got to avoid a driver, wouldn't say on the racing line, but I don't even know where you need to go off there, but probably just drive it straight into the grass. A little bit slower there. Mark definitely stopped on that hairpin a little more than you should. You probably keep it in 3rd and really rev it through there. Toasty retired, so he will stay on the last grid row with Ryan if he even runs the race, because he's saying his PC is having a stroke. There we go. The session has concluded. Golden and Zeiser, Ryan and Toasty guaranteed bottom 4, Fade F4 as well. Only 14th. Henry in 10th, now 11th. Joseph finishing 6th. Diner 3rd. Dr. B also retiring in 2nd. Mark goes a little deep. Toasty has left the session. I think he's going to call it a day with his PC. Mark through the final corners. Almost pole, but still a 10th off, so a modest time off the leader here. Bala cutting the grass. Nemesis into the final corner. Is he going to have enough to move up from 7th? No. He just adds a bit of time. Eli coming through, it is invalid. He would have dropped 3/10. So that would have basically put him P5. Oh, and someone shot up there. That's Panda. And the Mercedes P5. An underwhelming performance for Jonah, or Reflector as we say now, who finishes P10. Not what we're used to seeing him do. While we're waiting here and we have the results of qualifying, let's take a look at the standings. So for the Drivers' Championship, Doctor does lead with 87, Diner with 70, and Jonah or Reflector with 55. Here again are the results. I'll scroll down. Joseph in P4, Bala chasing him, 4 points behind. Nemesis 3 points behind them. NASCAR 1 point behind. Henry and Panda with 32 apiece, 3 points behind the Red Bull team. Frenchie with 18. So you know what? It's been a decent battle throughout the grid. And then the constructors, Haas leading Williams by 1 point, 113 to 112, and then third has 90, which is Red Bull, 22 points away from Williams. Mercedes 3 points behind them, Kick 9 points behind them. Then Aston Martin 29 and McLaren 32. So it really starts to fan out. Then Alpine, Ferrari, and Racing Bulls was 16, 10, and 10 at the bottom of the field. But yeah, a Haas and a Williams battling in both constructors and drivers. Williams going to need Golden to have a couple good results to fight off this Haas team that is right now second and fourth in the drivers. In the drivers. So Toasty is out of the Grand Prix. It's like Oscar Piastri not making it to the grid. His PC unable to complete a qualifying lap and will therefore retire from the Grand Prix before it even starts. He will officially receive a disqualification. He was present for the race and was not able to finish. Hear my kid at all, I apologize. He's trying to fall asleep and is not a fan. Grab myself something to drink because I'm still sick and I could have a coughing fit at any point. Should be good to ready up, so anytime now. Should get the formation lap underway. Here we go on the formation lap. We will check the tires of everyone. The top 8 almost exclusively on medium tires except Bala on the hards. And then 9th through 19th on the hard tires. And Toasty, his ghost, is going to be back there all race. So we'll see what strategy pays off, whether we see a safety car or not. We'll throw up the positions changed as we always do in the start of the race. But yeah, used to seeing Diner and Reflector up at the top, or Diner and Jonah, but NASCAR has been on fire the past couple weeks. Him and Doctor winning in the Netherlands, and then I honestly have not seen the results from Australia. Yeah, Diner out of the points and Joseph with a DNF, so Haas 0 points. No wonder the other teams caught up. Doctor winning last week. Nemesis P2 and NASCAR P3 after a penalty from the stewards. A 3-second penalty that took him out of first. Jonah on fourth, Golden was fifth. Couple DNFs. Caden, Cabrito, and Panda all DNF in Australia. Here in China, very different track, an actual circuit versus a street track. Let's ride on board with Mark here, the reserve driver for Racing Bulls. Going to see how aggressive he is off the line and what he can do in his first race in Can-Am as a reserve here for Racing Bulls. With the parent team to his left, 5 red lights, and we're underway here in China. Looks like a good jump for Mark, not going to be pressured by anyone. Oh my goodness, the Red Bull was levitating and getting slammed off 3 wide. Diner comes up the inside to get up 2 spots here. NASCAR avoids what could have been horrible and only slides down to P3, easily recoverable. Reflector is up a bunch of spots. Look at Joseph there avoiding action, and now a kick is, I think, Henry in the middle of that pack starting to fan out and making contact. Here the McLarens racing each other as they are different liveries again. Terrible team coordination. There is your strategies. Could be a 1, could be a 2, who knows. Here's towards the back of the pack. Toasty, obviously a ghost, but what a start from Diner. And Cabrito really losing out here as he is down 7 spots. And Nemesis also down 4, but everyone else relatively tame here, especially towards the front. Mark Lax got a great start, and we've got a bit of contact there from NASCAR and Diner. Diner cedes the position here to NASCAR, goes flying off the track, trying to keep DRS. And yeah, a good start for Jonah, who is the top hard runner right now with his teammate in front. Hopefully we'll play a bit of the team game when it's his time to work on the strategy, and Diner just kind of letting Doctor through. Not sure what happened there. And now he's going to get dove up the inside, and Panda locks both tires right into Diner. Gives up the spot, I'm pretty sure. Fair play, but that could have been pretty bad. And now the top 3 are fanning out here. We have a caution. Not is back straight. I don't know if he was ever turned or not. Put a little bit of a gap right here in the DRS train. Fate F4 lagging behind Henry a bit. Now we've got a bunch of battling here towards the back of the field. And to sort their way out down the straight. Oh my goodness. completely off the track. Now everyone comes through. Nemesis down to 15th. It's not a good day for the Red Bull, and just cars are not single file behind Fade F4. Henry forced the long way around against Eli, who does take the position. Joseph, the lowest of the, well, Nemesis, the lowest of the medium runners, but second is Joseph here. And going to be a bit worse as he does catch the car. But now Eli right behind him and can't find a place to go there. Diner attacking Doctor. See if he can get the move done down this back straight where Doctor does not have DRS. Diner, a little bit of snap of oversteer. We'll see how close can he get. Aided by the DRS here. And the answer is absolutely nowhere is what it looks like. Looks like he's having a hard time controlling the car as NASCAR has just made a pass for the lead on Mark, who now has DRS. Isn't able to get anywhere here. Oh my. So NASCAR snatching the lead. The other drivers would be excited to get back in the DRS. Doctor has made up about 5/10. Getting closer now, 1.3. Very close to that DRS, so could work himself back in and bring a couple drivers behind him back in the Mercedes team, as well as Diner and Doctor himself. 1.2. Now we see Diner, who has lost DRS. We'll see if he does get the rear wing open. No. So he's going to be under attack here by Panda, who takes the inside. Reflector just looks on. Sees his teammate trying to make it a battle, pulling him in closer, and Diner does lose the position there. A lot cleaner than last time. NASCAR gets the first penalty. 3 seconds. Well, Zeiser does have 10-second time penalty. Diner a bit wide. Bit of caution. It's Caden. Not sure who it was. Side by side in front of him there. As Ryan running into Nemesis. And this is absolutely chaos. Hits him again. Oh my goodness. And then Caden slams into him. Nemesis under siege right now. And now they all file into line. Checking in on a couple of these midfield battles, and really, oh, it looks like Nemesis has spun off the track. Really see Panda letting his teammate through. And where I wasn't even watching, Diner is down in 12th. I have no idea what happened there. But the Mercedes do flip positions now. And yeah, the Haas pair down out of the points all of a sudden. And Nemesis all the way down past the ghost of Toasty. As now the Mercedes drivers flip again. I would have thought Reflector would have held the position. That is not what happened. About a quarter of the way through this race here. Mark is behind NASCAR, well within his penalty range. It'll really get interesting when the strategy comes into play. Who's going for the 2-stop, who's going for the 1-stop. More importantly, who's able to undercut. Or if we do end up having a safety car, what happens with that? Cabrito slow on track, and he is all the way down to 18th now. Let's see, is Mark going to get aggressive here? Doesn't look like it. NASCAR again may have gotten another warning. Defended down the inside. Rejoin the racing line. Sounds like Doctor has been lurking behind. He is within penalty range for right now, net P2. Ryan and Golden here. Ryan with the Haas of Joseph behind him. Caden, a 3-second time penalty. We'll probably throw those off. Tire summary. Only the 2 drivers towards the bottom have stopped. Almost everyone's green except the man who qualified pole. The bottom 3 and the Haas of Joseph. Only red. He is the lowest medium runner as well. So we'll see how that comes into play as he loses a couple positions and does go into the pits. Mark's still out in front of NASCAR, but Dr. B has DRS here. Let's see if he can hold it on until the back straight. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there. Now it's 9/10. It's going to be pretty close. Over a second, back to 9.5 tenths. Oh, now he's dropping it down. Had a great exit. Oh my goodness, now he's basically making the overtake for the DRS line. Going to be basically bump drafting NASCAR through, who aggressively defends and locks it up. Caden free falling down the field. Doctor not able to find a way by yet. But I'm sure this will not be the last attempt, as NASCAR will be eager to race Mark in front, and Doctor will be eager to race whoever he has to get to that position, all while knowing that it's pretty low risk since NASCAR does have that 3-second time penalty. So as long as you can stay within that, don't crash yourself, and you should be okay. Is NASCAR going to be able to get that rear wing open? Was more than a second is what it looks like. Still absolutely flying down the straight. Must have been activating battery or something, deploying. Doctor around the outside, contact is made. Doctor goes flying off the track. I wish we had a replay of that, because to me it's tick-tacky, because do you call the entry of turn 1 into China a braking zone? You're getting ready to turn and NASCAR just really squeezed them to the outside, makes a little bit of contact, sends Doctor absolutely flying off the track. I mean, in my opinion, just from the live view, I'm sure it would be in the steward's room. It seemed like we were too close to corner entry to justify that move to the outside. But we'll see on the replay. Stewards will be able to get a definitive answer here as what is going on here. Mercedes can't figure out who should be leading the pace. So that lets Bala in, who goes by Panda. Eli goes straight off the track. And now the top two pit. Oh my goodness, there's a bit of contact. Panda and Bala still side by side. Caden with another warning. Oh my goodness, still side by side. Bala pinching him, but he's right there, and now a little bit of a Verstappen overtake as Eli does get through. As Bala just basically forced his way through and then used the entire track to exit. We'll see what kind of traffic the leaders are released into. We've got a caution. I wonder how quickly the leader here, Mark, will be able to get back through the field. Doctor staying out on the mediums. He's going to be the last driver to run these. This is where he was taken out last time. Ryan with a 3-second time penalty. Don't think too many people are surprised. Doctor absolutely must box this lap. Medium tires look to be suffering. Could get away with a one stop here. Wonder how many drivers are going to be trying for that. Not about the only one that's obviously cannot do that. Henry does get by Jonah or Reflector. Jonah is into the pits. See how NASCAR deals with the traffic of his own. Got a caution here. Diner is slow. NASCAR does get by Golden for the time being. He's going to play a bit of DRS chicken here. Get the DRS down the straight and get by. We'll see if it worked. It did not. Reverse DRS chicken, giving your opponent who's ahead of you DRS. Fate F4 has left the session. Hopefully he's able to join back. We'll get him an invite. Sizer with a 3-second time penalty. Not too many people with penalties. Ryan, NASCAR, Zizer all with 3 seconds. Caden, I think, with 6. Reflector getting by Cabrito. Mercedes pair still close together on track. Yeah, I think the strategy has paid off for Mark so far. pretty much 8 seconds between him and NASCAR, who has the in-game penalty right now and may be penalized further after the race. So far, this is your average Chinese Grand Prix. No safety cars, only DRS overtaking. Oh, Beta 4 just died again. I'm trying to get him back in here. There we go. Jonah is past Golden on the much better tires here, and we'll see who gets DRS. It's going to be Jonah or Reflector. Golden does pass him down the straight, though, but he is still alongside, able to make it work. And now Reflector is through. Henry with the fastest lap, up into 5th. Close to Panda, as you can see. Trying to pick a spot to fight him. Might try something down here. Later on the brakes, around the outside. A little bit of contact, throws his hand up, the animation, but looks like got the move done. Panda's still close behind. And Henry up into 4th. Panda's still going to be within DRS though, so not able to fully shake him yet. Any safety car in this race and it looks completely different. Looks like Diner just had another incident. Panda back through, up the inside. Oh! Doctor with some contact on Cabrito. Oh my goodness. Doctor getting the absolute brunt end of the stick. And it has just been a rough race for him. Another team that's been having a rough race is Haas today. 11th and 14th, but right now the top 2 teams in the Constructors are scoring a combined 1 point. So great for the midfield teams to try and catch up here, as Mark now has an 8-second gap plus 3 seconds of penalties. practically has 11 seconds to work with here, and we have 10 laps to go in the Chinese Grand Prix. Everyone is fanned out, so the safety car would be quite interesting here in this stage of the race, or maybe some rain or something. Cabrito dives into the pits here, get off those hard tires, and probably be able to take a set of mediums to the end. Ryan and Joseph battling currently for the last point. Fate F4, his ghost car means that he will likely be disqualified from the Grand Prix just for not running enough laps. Unfortunate for him. So both Ferrari reserves will be disqualifications as Ryan cuts a little bit of the grass there. Not has a 3-second time penalty. This is wheel-to-wheel racing, and now it's wheel-on-wheel contact. Joseph gets the car back on track, but in 13th. Plan C for Ryan, up in the P9. Got a bit of a train forming here. The top three are pretty, well, top two are sorted out. Third is for grabs here in this DRS train. Panda, Reflector, Henry, and Bala. Oh, not sure what happened. Golden has fallen a couple spots, as well as Ryan. Well, maybe Ryan has fallen. Well, it looks like he pit. Don't know why it doesn't say pit or not on the penalty page, but okay. Because your tire is going to be important for the end of this race here. Who can make it to the end? Or are you going to need to pit here? Henry goes up into 4th place. Beta 4 has joined. We'll have to calculate if it's going to be enough laps or not. I think he missed 3, which is close to 10%. So maybe he'll be okay. Joseph losing spots again. Battle up here. Reflector holding off the pack. Trying his best to. Playing the team game a bit. Whoa, whoa. NASCAR had a moment, and there goes his ghost car in the middle of the track all the way back down, and now Mark has a 15-second lead pretty much. And now this is the battle for second as NASCAR drives into the grass. Is missing an end plate. It does have damage. He's going to have to box. And there he goes, Jonah boxing as well. We'll see if the mediums can make it to the end. 12 lap old mediums pretty far. Especially for how rough this track is on your tires. As Jonah opts to put on these soft tires. So is Caden, but he's in last, so it's not that big of a deal. Caution in Sector 3, Joseph dropping down more spots. Tyner is back into 1 point, but I think may have to pit soon on the 15 lap old hards. Absolute disaster race for Haas here. Both qualifying near top 5, and now net out of the points. Another disaster as well for Red Bull. Who's had double points, I think, the last 2 races. And now find themselves completely out of the points. Williams, they fought back a bit. Oh. Mark into the pits, and I mean, depending on how long Panda can go, he's going to do everything he can to finish on these hard tires. And it might net him a win here. I mean, yes, Bala is quicker right now. Those medium tires in 5 laps compared to the hards, there's no chance. I mean, Diner is proving that it may not be faster to use 16 lap hards, but he doesn't have to have a ton of time. Mark did put on the medium tires, and he is 17 seconds away from the lead, and also has to get through traffic. So 17 seconds in 5 laps. That would be ridiculous. So I'm not sure what the strategy is here. If he wasn't going to be able to make the end. I don't know if he was on the hard tire or not. But yeah, I mean, both Haas members are on 15 lap old hards. Don't know if they're going to be able to finish the race on those. But at least proving you can get that far, which is all Panda needs 8-0 here. And he's not going to have an easy coast to victory either, as Bala is right on his tail. On the medium tire, it's going to be about longevity for both of these drivers, so a long, furious battle is not going to help either one of them. Need to save their tires. Bala in the dirty air, probably degrading his tires a little bit quicker than Panda, who has the fresh air in front. It's been the big advantage in real F1, but we did get the first race with the new regulations, so it's pretty fun for the first couple laps, and then entertainment value dove down a bit as they would not show any other drivers other than the top three, even when they weren't close. Could have passed for the lead here around the outside. Goes Bala and does get the pass. Now how hard is Panda going to fight into another DRS zone as NASCAR picks up another penalty here. Bala looking for his second win of the season. Panda looking for his first win of Can-Am. Henry does pit, so there's one down for Mark. He's got to pass four more drivers to retake the lead, pending they don't dive into the pits in these last couple laps, which I assume pretty much once you see 26 on the lap counter, you can make it work. And Diner and Joseph, they are hard nose to the finish line on these old hard tires. I don't think it's doing them any favors right now. I just don't think anyone who pitted around lap 20, lap 19, whoever, it's tough to come back from. I don't think Mark has given himself enough laps. Maybe he was counting on everyone else to pit too and just wanted to undercut, but I think the top two are basically free to battle it out here. Got 7 seconds to third. Mark does set the fastest lap, which is quite obvious, I feel, unless one of these soft runners can get it. I think Reflector or Jonah has already pretty much used enough of those soft tires where probably won't be setting fast laps anymore. Panda trying to be opportunistic. Almost contact a couple times. This Mark looks like he's going to be able to make his way past the next two. Has made up 5 seconds, but I think he's going to recover to third. Not sure about knocking these two off. Panda down the straight with DRS. Gets a lot closer, but does not make a move yet, and putting stress on Bala here, probably setting up an overtake for the last lap, getting him to use a lot of his battery. trying to keep defending each straight. It's going to be hard to defend down that back straight. You're going to need a lot of battery. You're going to need more of a gap than about half second, or a really good exit. It's just hard to do. It's hard to break DRS or get further away, especially on an old compound that wears quicker. Not an older compound, but I'd say they're about probably the same in terms of degradation right now. Only got a couple more straights to do it here. The back straight on the final lap could be cinema here in China. Wouldn't count Mark Lax out of it either. To win his first race in Can-Am would be something special, and if these two have any kind of mistake, he'll be right there to swoop in. As you can see him starting the straight here behind Eli in the back. He's going to be charging on. Bala going defensive. And Mark getting through. Now one lap to go. And these two going to battle it out for the win. Is Panda going to go for the move, or is he going to wait for the back straight? He's going to wait for the back straight. We can see the battery level of Panda's around 40%. Oh, Bala does not have much battery, so he needs to charge, or else he is going to be an absolute sitting duck here. Panda has been setting up the move for quite some time. Now it's just about executing. Needs to get to that straight with a good gap. And plenty of battery, and plenty of battery he has. Mark gaining about 2 seconds a lap, but it's just not enough laps in this race for him to be a factor here for the top two. Bala gets a better exit, but I'm pretty sure he does not have enough battery here to defend as Panda rifles around the outside. And I mean, he is just gone here. And yeah, he's going to accelerate out of the second to last corner, keeps it safe and tidy, and wins the Chinese Grand Prix in his rookie season. Bala in second, Mark's first Grand Prix is a podium. Eli in fourth, Dr. B in fifth, Henry coming to the line in sixth. NASCAR, after a disaster from fighting for a podium to now 7th place. 8th place he's been knocked down to. Fate F4 coming in 9th, and Cabrito snagging another point in 10th. Notabot, Diner, Ryan, Golden, oh my goodness. Joseph all out of the points. Not sure what happened to Golden there. But what a race there. No safety cars. Plenty of action though, plenty of overtaking, and good strategy call by, I think, both Mercedes. Double points there. Disaster from Haas as they both qualify in the top 10, fall out of the points. And there we have it, our results. Mark with the fastest lap. Completely different strategy than everyone else. Didn't pay off as he was leading for majority of the race by a huge margin and decided to pit one of the longest pit roads in the calendar, and just could not come back. If we had about 2-3 more laps, you could maybe start talking about him being a factor, but just was not enough time for him to get back up into the lead. But there you have it. Bala that close to adding another win here. What Aston Martin needed. It's a good finish for them. Williams retakes the lead of the constructors, and Doctor extends his lead of the Tier 3 drivers. But we will see as maybe this is the start of Panda's dominant part of the season. And we'll have to see the updated driver standings after this week. But I said last week there was certainly a shakeup, and now this week again, Haas leaving the door open, Williams only scoring 10 points. So constructors are welcome back up into this fight. Red Bull as well, scoring only 4 points. So the top three in the constructors not doing as well as they normally would. And the Drivers' Championship, Doctor still should be leading, but not necessarily a dominant week from him. Was in the top three, but was punted into the grass. So we'll see how this shakes up the field and affects how people race in the upcoming weeks. Thanks for tuning in tonight. As you can see on the screen, the next race is in Imola. So we'll be ready for that. Another tight circuit, one of my personal favorites. So excited to race it, and we'll see how the Tier 3 grid handles it next week. Thanks for watching. As always, I apologize for the lack of energy or, coughing, drinking, whatever. Hopefully I feel a little bit better this next week. But yeah, this sickness has taken me down a peg here, and hopefully I'll also be able to get my co-commentator back in the booth shortly. I've asked him every week if he's going to be able to come back, so definitely fun to broadcast with another person. Brings a lot of energy back into it, so hopefully that happens soon. But until then, hopefully you enjoyed this race, and even if you're just skipping through, we appreciate you supporting the group and just keeping track of everyone. So again, have a good night if you're watching live, or have a good whatever if you're watching the replay at whatever time of day. Thank you all, and have a good night.